Got it. Amen.
We are live. We are live. We ready.
Okay, well, welcome to the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. Tonight you had the three-headed monster, Wayne, Tim, and you can catch us on Spotify.
Ethan. Wayne, Tim, and Ethan.
I didn't say Ethan.
No.
It don't matter. You ought to say. I just know one has hair. Wayne, Tim, and Ethan. You can catch us on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, and iTunes. Tonight, the Sixers just had their second preseason game. The first one that Joel and Tobias played. It was some encouraging things. Some things, that's what we're gonna get into. We're gonna talk about some of the games, the things that we saw, what we could get from it. Talk about the announcing team, and of course we can't do Sixers without touching on some of the Ben Simmons drama that's going on. And we also gonna wrap it up with some Eagles and football talk too. So what did y'all see out of the game tonight? What is anything y'all picked up on the game tonight that you thought was interesting? Anybody?
Well, I like a couple of young players. Maxey, though. I know we didn't get in here and talk about the first game. First of all, it wasn't on TV for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Every Sixers game should be on TV. But Maxey showed, last game, people was a little off. I think the whole team was a little off. But tonight, I like what I seen. Reading the floor, trying to get the ball to the big man. He was getting his own bucket. But he seemed like he was concentrating on being a point guard with this team. I like what I seen from Maxey tonight. He showed some promise. I like what I seen from a couple of the other boys too, man. What's his name? I can't find his name.
Isaiah Joe.
Name.
Oh, yeah.
Nang, is that how you say it?
Niang.
I like what I seen from him.
What about his game? Well, first of all, the game wasn't on. I watched the other game, but I watched it.
It was on NBA TV. It was on NBA TV?
Yeah, on not NBA TV.
No, it wasn't on NBA TV. It was on
League Pass.
League Pass.
Well, I got my own version of League Pass, and I watched it. But no, hey, me and Tim was talking before you came on, Ethan, about the guy Niang. I wonder if they was trolling Ben Simmons a little bit tonight, because the boy Niang brought the ball up a few times and actually made a pass to some shooters out there. And I remember thinking, like, seeing him push it up. I was like, who the big light skin boy? And I remember who it was. And he kicked it out to Cork, and Cork knocked it down. I was like, oh, he pushing the ball in transition. I knew he could shoot, but it looked like he's coming here from Utah, and he's looking like he's getting a chance. Like he might be pulling a Seth. Seth looked good tonight too, but he looked like he's pulling a Seth Curry. You get a new change of venue and take advantage of the opportunity. Hopefully he does.
Now, I personally thought everybody played pretty well. I was satisfied with the whole setup. You're
not scared anymore, Tim? Because I forgot everybody in here how scared you was after the first game.
I mean, the first game we stunk it up, so there's no denying we did.
Yeah, but we had no Toby and no Tobias play that night.
Which is the reason why I wanted the young boys to go out there and ball out, because they didn't have to worry about no Toby or Embiid. They could just go in and just ball out on their own, and they didn't. But what I will say is that Curry looked good. Shake was okay. They let Shake start the day, and I didn't see anything special from Shake as a starter. So that experiment didn't go too well. But the boy Maxey looked fast. He plays better with the second unit too. You pause, Ethan. He plays better with the second unit to me, in my opinion. Kirk Myers, I've seen enough for the year to know that he's still Kirk Myers. I've seen enough.
Isaiah Joe gonna take his minutes though. I really Isaiah Joe. Listen, Isaiah Joe defense he has a confidence this year that I think not having a preseason last year hindered him some. I'm a little disappointed with Paul Reed. I was big on Paul Reed. He ain't really showed me nothing this preseason yet. But Isaiah Joe and Maxey both look like they improved. And I gotta tell you, our backup center position is looking a lot better. Tell whoever dancing around, I can see him in the TV. I can see him in the TV.
See somebody in the chat. I see the young boy Fear FX. He said Shake put up bid numbers today.
And the hate begins.
But yeah, Isaiah Joe is a real sniper. I agree with you on that one.
It's a hate if it's true though.
It's hate. It's hate. We still.
But I mean, I'm saying it was encouraging to see them like they just look like they was like we see what we wanted to see from players. I still think we need point guard help because I don't want to be here with just one point guard. You know what I mean? I think that was our problem last year. We really only had one person that was comfortable enough to play point guard. Maxey wasn't there yet last year. Hopefully he's there now. He looks like he really like he putting in the work. You know?
But one thing I will say I don't want to see a lot of, and the announcers even said it. Well, they said when B said he's going to shoot more threes, and I don't want to see that. I think he has to be a little more under control with shooting threes. Yeah, he can shoot threes, but I don't want to see him shooting 6-7 threes a game. I think that's too much.
I think in his mind he really wants to be a guard. But
I think I don't necessarily have a problem with him shooting him if you got him in the game with what's his name with the backup center. If he's in there with him and Drummond's down there in the paint and grabbing rebounds and moving bodies around, I'm not mad if he's shooting 35% or better from three. I don't have a problem with B shooting about 4. I don't want to see him shooting 6 unless he's hot, but I have no problem with him averaging around 4 threes a game.
I just want to see what he took. How many threes a game he took last year? He only took 3. He took 3 a game last year.
Let me make sure this
37%.
Mark Zumoff, he's no longer with the Sixers. We got a new play-by-play announcer. Give me your thoughts on how do you think she did in her first game calling the game? Because
that wasn't Doris Burke. I just thought Doris Burke was on. I kind of zoned it out like I do when Doris do games. So
now all black people look alike. That's what you're saying. All women that call games.
First of all, it doesn't help that Alan Abercrombie fits whatever his name is. I've never been a fan of his.
I haven't either.
So I mean, Zumoff covered up for that. You know what I'm saying? But now, I mean, they might grow on you, but I ain't feeling it. It was hard getting over when Steve Six left, but now Zoo left. Like,
did I just freeze? I gotta leave and come back.
You frozen. Nah, here's my thing. It was the first game. I might be listening to the game from the radio. I'm saying that. I'm not going to hate on her. It was just, but I don't. What's so special about what she brought to? What did she bring to the table?
I think people will have it. We don't like change. Creatures of habit. We don't like change. We don't like nothing new. So give it a little time. I give her this year. See what happens.
I don't really have a problem with changing a lot of times. Like I actually was it Malik Rose? I had liked Malik Rose when he was doing
was good.
I like Malik Rose too.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't have a problem with change per
se. He wasn't a play-by-play. He was more so like.
So what's I don't. Now to somebody's point, they said this team isn't good enough. We need another superstar. I agree. We do have to see what we get in the Ben Simmons trade. As of constructed right now, we in the middle. I see it's in the middle of the East.
Did you think we had 2 superstars last year?
Yes. Ben is a superstar. He's a rock star.
There y'all go. There you go. There it goes. It has started.
We had a chance of something last year. I mean, was Ben considered a superstar? We was considered one of the top teams in the East with Ben Simmons. He wasn't a superstar.
Ben was a star, and we need another star in the league. That's what I said.
Okay, Tobias can be a star. They say Tobias. First of all, they say Tobias should have made. They said Tobias should have made the All-Star game. Ben only made it because the coaches, they politic for him to get in there.
Politic for both of them. They policy for both of them, but there's nowhere in the world. Tobias isn't who he is. He's a C+ player. Top.
Do y'all like that Levert?
Wait, what'd you say?
Do y'all like that Levert? The deal they talk about Levert and the other guy, Levert and Brogdon.
Are they gonna get? Are they gonna get that up? They wasn't trying to get that up before. It wasn't before they was only offering Brogdon. So now they're gonna up the ante now when Ben's doing all this foolishness. Now they're gonna give us more for him.
Thank you, Mr. Wing. Tobias is the third option. Ben is a star. Exactly.
Ben is not a star.
Ben is a star.
Ben is not a star.
Ben is a star. Regardless, you may not want to believe it. Ben is a star. The team is different when Ben and
what makes him a star?
Because he does a lot. He does so much. He dominates certain areas of the game. Like defensively, he's a dominant defensive player. He's dominant as far as ball handling. He does a lot of great things. There's nobody besides Embiid that does something really great on this team. So Ben is a star. He does good things. You can't say.
I don't think Ben is too much of a bigger star than Tobias. I think they're on the same tier.
No, Tobias is just there. He's okay. He's definitely not a max player.
Neither is Ben. That's my point. And first of all, see, we got to get by it. See, we got people. Sometimes we get caught up in the max players and the contracts. This is what the dudes get. This what I'm trying to tell. This is what guys get when it's their turn to get the contract.
I get that.
It's like for real, Ben Simmons' contract in like 2 years ain't gonna look all that big because you got all these next wave of people coming in with bigger contracts.
I agree with that as far as the market. He got what the market dictated him to get. I'm just saying, as far as your eyes can see, as far as the eye test, Tobias is not a max player. Max players is you got your max players out there, and Tobias ain't one of them. But he's getting paid like one. And all the work, I remember you do all this working out in the offseason, all these jump shots, everything, this grueling workout. But every year he comes in and he's just a nice player.
Who, Ben?
I'm talking about Tobias.
By NBA standards, he's a max player. Tobias. Everybody else, I mean, we had this argument before, but you had him, you had to pay him. He's a max player. But let's talk now. You said you wouldn't take Levert and Brogdon for Ben.
No, I didn't say I wouldn't take him. I just said I don't think that it's an option. They wasn't offering both of them before.
Does that make our team better than with just Ben Simmons?
That makes our team better than with Ben Simmons not here at all. So
now let me ask you. So if you just have Ben. If you just swap them players out, does that make our team better, or is it better with Ben and without those players?
It's better with Ben.
I don't know. I've always liked Levert, but like it was mentioned in the chat, Levert got that injury. I like Levert when we played against them when the Nets and the Sixers played when we played them. I liked Levert back then, so I like Levert.
I'll be out for that.
You might want you turned your camera off. You might want to mute yourself instead.
Somebody kept moving around. I just see who kept moving around out there. Who moving around out there?
But you remember the boy Levert had a bad heart. He had the heart issue. Then
so do Ben.
But see, that's not right. You assaulting the Bulls. That's not right.
Ben do got that heart issue. I think me personally, I think we're better with Levert and Brogdon than with Ben Simmons. Even if he came in and played the way he did last year, we're better with them than with Ben.
Mr. Wayne, you gotta take the OJs over. Gerald Levert was my man, but you got to take the OJs. You got to take the OJs over Gerald Levert by itself, or the Levert.
How did somebody who just said Toby was a no-show and crunch time? See, that's another.
You know who it was?
A Ben defender. These Ben defenders. It's over. Listen, if you in the city of Philadelphia, you can't defend this man no more. You can't seriously sit here and defend Ben Simmons after how he turned on the city, he turned on the fans, he turned on his team. And if you sitting here and defending this guy,
but this is my thing. To say that Toby is a no-show, to say that he was a no-show like in the clutch, when has Ben ever been clutch? When did Ben? We've seen games where Toby has carried the team down the stretch and did that. We've seen that. We seen Toby close out some games. I've never seen Ben Simmons close out a game.
Ben does different things very
well. No, he does. No, I agree. Remember, I talked about Ben all season. If Ben gave me just regular season Ben in the playoffs, like he did the whole playoffs up until the last 3 games, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Ben playing like that. But don't give me the argument that Toby was a no-show in crunch time when you arguing him against Ben Simmons. That's not the argument to make.
Let me ask you this. Do y'all think the Sixers are handling this right as far as, let me paint the picture. If another superstar, how are superstars around the league viewing how the Sixers organization are handling Ben Simmons? If say like you hard, you somebody else you want out of your city that you playing in, and they see that you almost holding him hostage, is that a bad look for the Sixers for other superstars to come to this team?
No.
You know what the other superstars are saying right now? Ben ain't a superstar, so that don't apply to me. But anyway, we remember it's how many teams actually get superstar free agents? You don't really get superstar free agents like that. Like LeBron and them, they chose like where they went, but most of the time you get it out of a trade, and then you hope that you can convince them to stay there. Like that's really how you don't, and that's how the Sixers got to do it, because you don't get nobody that just wants to come here.
And you got to also remember the NBA rewards players for staying with their original team by giving them supermax deals. So a lot of they're not leaving $30 million on the table just to go to another team. That's why you talking about the Sixers don't get a lot of free agents. A lot of teams don't get a lot of free agents. That's why you got to draft well and trade.
All teams get free agents. You said superstars.
Yeah,
superstars, the ones that's going to stay with their team, and that's what we're talking about. A superstar. You said if a superstar, will they want to come to Philly? I mean, the answer is most superstars.
Because
they get the max.
Most superstars don't go anywhere.
That's not true in this era. That's not true in this era.
No,
unless
that's not true in this era.
The Supermax deal rewards stars for staying with their team.
Yeah, but sometimes the money ain't sometimes they want to win. Sometimes you want to win.
And that's when they force a trade.
Well, listen, we got a lot of people in the comments saying about, and I agree. This is what I agree. The Sixers are handling it excellent. And this was my opinion from the beginning.
And do you know why they handle excellent? Because this is how we feel. How we feel. I feel like they handle it right too. But from the outside looking in, are they really handling it right? Yeah, I think so. We feel like we want Ben to pay for what he's doing, right? Ain't that how you feel?
But it's not even just about that. I don't care who the player is and what team it is. This will be my opinion of it. The way that Ben is handled, Ben's not being professional about it. He's being ripped by everybody in the league. Ain't nobody. Only people who speaking up for him was like Danny Green and them in the beginning, and I'm sure even now they looking like this bull's a noodle. Like, come on, bro. Like, how you think you just gonna sit there and say, "Well, I'm not coming in"? Then when they tell you you're not getting paid, well, we get paid when I get traded, right? No, idiot. No, you're not going to work. You can't collect your unemployment because you quit. You didn't get fired. Like, come on, man. Like, he's a noodle, bro.
Say this drag going.
Make a stand.
How good are we right now?
Where he want to go. I'm sending him where I get the best deal.
How good are we right now? Yeah, but you got to look at it like this. All right, you send him where you get the best deal. But if you go into the season, you start playing games and it start affecting your team as far as we start losing games, that is going to make things try to happen faster.
Which is why you don't make any type of trade. That's why you don't just trade him.
You don't, but you hurt your team and your fans. Something's better than nothing. Right?
No, that's bad.
No, not in all cases. No, something's not better than nothing. Yeah. If you're just making a trade, for a player that's going to fill a roster spot and not help you be
that's not what you're doing when you trade. You had options on the table. That's not what you're doing when you trade Ben Simmons. But I still believe the Sixers organization and some of us as fans overvalue how other GMs feel about Ben Simmons.
But a lot of GMs do like him. A lot of them, they do.
What do you think? Why do we continue to think we're going to get a superstar swap for this guy?
All right, this week, they said there's 6 teams that are currently interested in Ben Simmons. It's the Raptors, Detroit, Indiana, Minnesota, Cleveland, and San Antonio Spurs. All 6 teams are interested in him.
Who are the 6 teams again? Say it again.
Toronto.
Who they got to give us? Hold on.
I would take Van Fleet over Pascal Siakam.
Who the other team?
Detroit. Indiana.
Who Detroit got to give us?
I don't know if we want to even do business with
Well, that's
Detroit.
why we ain't sending them to
All
Detroit.
right.
Indiana, which is that
Brogdon
that
and Levert. Okay.
Yeah. Minnesota.
Who are they offering?
Minnesota is they don't want to give up the young boy. We want Edwards. We said we'll do the trade if we can get Edwards.
Hey, hold on. Hey, JM, who your squad? He said we don't want Ben. who your squad, bro?
And then you got Cleveland.
Oh, he Toronto. He said Ben ain't touching the six. Hey, listen, you better talk to your GMs. They ask about him.
And then San Antonio, because what you
Who
call
you want from Cleveland? The guard?
Sexton.
Yeah,
Sexton, probably Sexton.
I'm telling you, this is what I think the Sixers' plan is.
and he went from San Antonio.
Is it going to work? I don't know. I think
They're
the Sixers.
interested in us. I don't think we're interested in them.
I think they're going to go into the season, and I think they're going to be good enough to be competitive during the season, and they're going to hope that either Portland or Washington or Chicago stinks. Because if Chicago stinks, what's his name already said he wants out.
Chicago not going to stink. Chicago not going to stink.
We'll
they're going to
see.
be exciting. They're going to be fun. Chicago not
We'll
going to
see.
stink.
But
Sixers might stink.
He said he's excited to play with Melo, right? Not Melo. What's his brother name?
Lonzo.
Yeah,
Lonzo. Oh yeah, everybody always excited about starting to play until stuff happens. Plus you never know what's going to happen with Zion over there with the Pelicans.
Listen, let's be real. Who has a better chance out of all the teams you name? Who has a better chance of not starting off right? Us.
I don't necessarily agree with that. We pretty much got the same team.
You don't think we have the highest probability of starting off bad than any other team?
No, I don't. We have Joel Embiid.
How many games he playing?
50?
Right now, he's playing all of them.
Okay.
55. Right. 55. He'll give us 55 games. We cool with that.
But see, you're saying how many games he playing. We're not talking about the whole
60.
We're talking about starting the season off. You're talking about starting the season off. I don't think the Sixers is you think missing Ben makes the Sixers trash? You said we overvalue Ben, but now you're saying without Ben we trash.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying we trash. I'm saying I'm not saying we trash. I'm saying who has when you look at the teams around the league, who has the better chance of not starting off well? That's us coming with a team missing players that the team was built around. If you have a team built around certain players, then yeah, they're going to affect how you come out.
Right now, Brooklyn is not even playing.
Joel Embiid didn't even say that. Joel Embiid didn't even say that.
Kyrie's not playing right now, so you can't count Brooklyn as this dominant force. We don't know how they're going to look.
You don't know how Chicago is going to mesh. You don't know how Washington is going to. Washington was hyped about Westbrook and Bill last year. That's all I'm saying.
Wasn't nobody hyped about no Westbrook?
Still have the core of that team minus Ben Simmons, and you got some young players that's supposed to be improved. I'm not saying they're going to be better than they were last year. I'm not saying they're going to be worse, but I don't think that automatically because Ben Simmons is not playing, the Sixers is going to be all of a sudden they're going to be in turmoil and be a wreck. I don't think so.
The Bucks lost PJ Tucker. They lost a couple players. So you don't
PJ Tucker had 0 points in like the last PJ 7 playoff games. He played
he was dominant.
Come on, man. Stop.
Okay. See what he do in Miami because he was a very dominant defensive player for the Bucks, especially in that series.
The wing stop. He's talking about some Tobias Harris as DeRon Anderson. Like, come on, bro. Stop.
I am curious to see how long this Ben thing drags on. I'm curious about that. Yeah. I'm curious to see who folds first. Is Ben going to come in? Is he going to come with a mental injury like he was threatening? So this thing is getting weird. This thing is getting real weird.
If I'm an arbitrator going over that, there's no way in the world I'm giving them that case.
All right, can we talk a little bit about Embiid and his thoughts last week regarding the whole fallout with Ben Simmons? Because if y'all noticed it's been a lot of things been happening. So a week and a half ago, Ben Simmons some of his I guess his agent said that he wants to play with Joel Embiid anymore. He don't want to play with him no more. And so now that he don't want to play with Joel Embiid anymore, Embiid heard those comments, then maybe 4 or 5 days later, he said a lot of stuff. He said that he was responsible for Jimmy Butler leaving the team.
Now, I think a lot. I think some of that what Joel was saying was trolling. Joel the troll. Because we all know Jimmy Butler even said, it had to do with the management coming down talking about controlling them. But I do believe that it had something to do with Ben and that aspect of it too. But I mean, I'm glad they went at him. I'm glad. Listen, this is why I'm tired of the Ben Simmons thing, and it's funny because it'd probably be some of the same people that called me a Sixers homer and everything else when I was saying I was okay with how Ben was playing during the regular season. That now say, what I'm saying, I'm just a Ben hater. I sit here and had arguments on a daily basis on the podcast about how Ben contributed to the team. But Ben Simmons is trying to find any excuse as to why he stunk. Other than himself, he doesn't even hold himself accountable. And when the Sixers and when the fan base and everybody want to hold him accountable, now he goes into a hissy fit and saying, I want to leave. I want to talking about, and I hope it ain't true. The reports where they saying that Ben Simmons and his people are saying Ben Simmons, because he came to a team that was ready to win now, he didn't get the time to develop his game. If they talking that nonsense, I don't ever want to see him on the court again.
It might be true though. The team was too good. It's like, nah. Ben made so many excuses, and maybe it's not him. But if this is him, if he's saying these things, I can't.
There you go with the Ben defender again. Maybe it ain't him. It's Ben. It's Ben. It's him. Face it. This is your guy, man. So how we start off is going to be real important to me. I think
Ben didn't make us sign Al Horford, though. He didn't make us sign Al Horford. He didn't make us continue with Brett Brown when we had
Stop defending him.
What I'm saying is we had at the time 2 years ago, we had the boy. What's Phoenix head coach right now? What's his name? Monty Williams. We had him in the fold. He was an assistant coach. All we had to do is fire Brett Brown, hire Monty Williams. Things would be a lot better. But we
only said that for like a year and a half. I was yelling that from the beginning of the offseason when we brought him in. But
the organization did a lot of bad things. That's the point I'm making.
Okay,
I think it just draft.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ethan. Go ahead.
Oh, speaking of organization, we gotta bring up the later on about the AI wanting to be a part of the organization thing.
Yeah, it was AI said a couple things in that same video, and I do want to talk about that. But let's talk about that first. In my opinion, it's not even a matter of why. Is when they're going to sign him. They need to sign him. Any job that he wants within the organization, mentor anything. He made that organization millions upon millions, maybe $1 billion. Who knows? For you not to give him a job right now is stupid.
Go ahead, Ethan.
What do you think? And what I guess you could have him. I thought at one point, a couple of years ago, they had him part of the organization.
He would come in from time to time, but
you like a little ambassador job.
How serious? How serious? So what is he? I mean, he said he wanted to work for an organization, but in what capacity?
But that's what he said. He just wants to be a part of the organization. He said it don't even matter. He's like, it ain't about money. Like, I don't care about money. He wants to be a part of the Sixers. He still wants to be a part of the Sixers. So you can make him like the ambassador, have him go out there like when there's certain things, he can go out there and the fans love him and everything else. Not saying like a mascot, but just as an ambassador.
No,
but it won't necessarily be in that kind of way. Like he just would represent.
He want to work with the players though. He want a real job, like work with the players, like player development. He wants a significant job.
Well, put it this way. Guess what? He has helped some players. You see a lot of players actually give him props for having talks with Lou Will. Lou Will said AI was the one that made
Lou Will cry.
Yeah, but Lou Will also said AI was the one that kept telling him, he's like, keep putting up your shots. Do you?
Yeah, he was saying that after he was rocking him and re-rocking him.
Guess what? He learned from it though, didn't he? Yeah, if it was Ben Simmons, he would have retired. It's not fair.
They should give him the job of getting Ben back into the fold.
Ben ain't mentally tough enough to deal with AI. They wouldn't get along at all.
Especially if AI get to drinking and huffing. Oh, you know good and well he cussing Ben out.
Yeah, Ben. AI.
Yeah, how about that, Luke? If you talking about AI, imagine if AI worked with Maxey and got Maxey to. But every time,
Maxey crying too.
Hey, no, I don't think Maxey would cry though. I think Maxey just comes off as a hard worker.
That's hate right there. If he agrees to a breathalyzer, sure, hire him.
That's all they got to say. They'll wipe it all out.
Hold on, could that be the problem? Could AI not? Because AI on his own time, man. And this is a business. Sixers is a business. We want to hire you as to work in a business. So would he conform to some of the rules? He didn't conform when he was playing.
He said he would. He said put it in the contract. If I don't break it, or if I don't agree to it, then he said then it was whatever. But he said put it in the contract. He just wants to be a part of the organization. Give him a job.
Put that man in order. I mean, listen. AI is my favorite player of all time, especially as a Sixers fan. Yeah. Better than Doc was it? Some better than Barkley. All of them. AI is my favorite player of all time, let alone my favorite Sixers. So bring that man in here. He brought excitement. I remember looking at the Sixers before he got here, and the Trevor Ruffins and the BJ Tyler and Sharon Wright. I remember all them bums and looking at Kenny Paynes and all. I remember watching all them. And I remember when we drafted AI, and there was a certain excitement that came over this city for years because of that man. And he loves the city. I would bring that man in some capacity. Got to.
And I agree though. If he get Maxey. And does he? Because he said something. He said he can identify players. He can see.
Listen, Mr. Wing about to get banned from the channel. He's talking about some Hersey Hawkins better than AI. See, now I know he drunk. I know.
Hersey was my man. I love Hersey Hawkins. Better than AI? I ain't say that, but he's a baller.
Yeah.
Hersey? That's what I used to say when I was on the court. You know how you'll be like Jordan, Kobe? I'd be like, Hersey?
Yeah.
And was you bricking like him?
No. Yeah. Hersey had a jumper.
It was okay.
So also in that interview, AI came out and said it's about, they asked him to name 5 killers in the NBA. He gave us 5. Y'all got 5 Bulls in the NBA right now that y'all know is the stone cold killers on the court. Like you would just love to play with them or have them. Because
right off the top of my head, huh?
Let's see. See when you
Booker.
say.
I would say Devin Booker. Who else in the league?
He was gushing over Dame. He was like, "Oh man, Davis, he's disrespectful."
Oh yeah, Dame time. Dame.
He said he put him. He was his Steph. He said,
so let me ask you: can somebody be a stone cold killer that never won nothing?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the court, like you just.
Yeah, I think you can.
He didn't put the
how.
What you mean? Sometimes you lose to a better team. Basketball is the ultimate.
But you're a killer.
Basketball is a team sport. If you got a team that's better than somebody, now I wouldn't put Booker up there as necessarily a killer because I think he kind of faded. It depends on how you go out in the player. Like if you going out and you putting yours up and you doing yours and like nobody, like AI was AI a killer?
Yeah,
he ain't win nothing, and he was balling in the joint against the Lakers, but he was like by himself trying to, carry the scoring load. So I think you can be a killer and not necessarily win.
Now somebody said Reggie Miller was a killer, and I agree with that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Reggie was a stone cold.
Reggie was. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Reggie was.
That's just hate. You just hate, and I don't know why you.
What Reggie kill?
The Knicks. Trust me, I know.
Everybody killed the Knicks.
Yeah, they did. They had fun with them.
They did.
The Knicks was the poster dummies.
He scored like 18.
But Dame and Steph, I definitely agree with them as being killer. I think LeBron's a killer.
I think he is too. Patrick Ewing got passed around probably more than anybody.
You don't think LeBron's a killer?
See, y'all got to stop going fight. You got to stop falling into that Skip Bayless.
I don't think
that false narrative. That's a false narrative.
I think KD is one.
Do you think Kawhi's a killer?
I see. I could go with Kawhi
over Bryant.
Not as far as that killer instinct, that killer on the court.
Yeah,
LeBron.
But so you think Kawhi is more of a killer on the court than LeBron?
Absolutely.
You out your mind.
I'm telling you.
See. Okay, so you a killer is just shooting the ball. So them chase down blocks he had to save the game in the championship. That's not part of killer mentality. I'm just asking.
That was cool. But I'm just talking about straight stone, like nasty killer. I'm not going with LeBron in my top 5. Maybe top.
I got LeBron in there. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I got KD in there.
Yeah, how's KD a killer?
See, I'll take Steph. I'll take KD. I'll definitely take Dame.
KD wasn't a killer. KD wasn't a killer till he went on to the championship team.
That he lost 3-1 to.
Yeah.
No, I mean he just got better.
No, how? He got hurt after that. I mean, so is he better right now than he was with Golden State?
Yeah, he actually is.
Yeah,
Well, did you see him? All right, did you see him against the Bucks?
You know what I saw against the Bucks? I saw somebody that rested all year, and then came in the playoffs when everybody been running and playing a long season, and he got the fresh legs. That's what I saw. Yes.
No, he single-handedly.
I agree, RJ. I agree, RJ. You can't make RJ said you can't make to the finals 8 times in a row and not be a killer. I agree. I think it's so much false narrative out there about LeBron that sometimes it's not funny. But that's a whole nother pod.
And listen, I used to rip Brown all the time early in his career with certain stuff because I did feel like it was certain stuff he shied away from. But at a certain point in time, LeBron just became that. LeBron is so good and does what he does so well that it's like if he only scores 25, 8, and 7, then it's like, oh, see, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Like that, like the numbers he put up and the way he played and so consistently over his career, like you get to dismissing it because you're so used to seeing it. But
yeah, where do we
in the row? That's
When do the season start? First game.
The 19th, I think it is.
Okay. I wonder if y'all think this Ben debacle will be cleared up by then?
Nope.
I don't.
Unless Ben, no one has ever told Ben no. He's like that little kid that never got told no. He finally has a dad that's saying no to him.
You know what's funny? You know what's hilarious about Ben? He's so shook. He's gonna miss out on money because he don't want to have to come and face his teammates and the city. That's why he ain't want them coming out there. He don't want to have to look them in their face and see, like, he don't want that look of disgust from them. He don't want to. Go ahead.
My bad, I'm glad you brought that up. We didn't talk about that, about his teammates. Listen, these are dudes like Joel Embiid and who else? Who else was going? Joel Embiid, Thibault, and Toby. Was those the ones that was going to jump on the plane to go see Ben?
Yeah.
And they confirmed it.
And Maxie.
And they confirmed it. It was confirmed from Joel Embiid and them. And you tell these guys don't even come. Like I don't know. That's different to me.
I think he didn't want to look him in the face. He didn't want to face up.
That shows me that Ben was never this the type of guy you dealing with. Ben was never genuine with this dude ever. Yes, it's basketball business, but they were never friends.
I mean, he still dealt with Maxie. He talked to Maxie and seen Maxie face to face. They got the same name.
Maxie all summer long.
Yeah, I honestly think he didn't want to look Joel Embiid or Tobias Harris or anybody else that went to war with him last season. He didn't want to look them in the face, and he didn't want to be embarrassed like that. That's the same reason. That's the only.
Mr. Wing is a hater, man. Oh my, he's funny though. He hater.
What he said now?
He said, Tobias makes the Sixers an Elite 6 seed.
That's what I'm saying. Ben offers you he offers you a lot. So for me, y'all trying to act like he didn't offer anything to the Sixers.
Where did I ever say that? I've never said that.
Well, the yellow boy be in the behind.
He said that. but the drama and the extra that he brings along with that kind of offsets a lot of good that he does do.
All right, but besides this offseason, how dramatic has he been? We didn't even really know who he was.
I didn't.
Who was?
Ben.
We knew he was dramatic. We knew
had mental issues.
We knew there was
mental issues, but I ain't giving him that out.
We know that he's mental. He has some mental issues. We know that.
We know that he's soft. Honestly, I told you, Ephraim's not on here, but Ephraim and Ethan has always been saying about his, Ethan after the first year or two, then he was, saying that about him. But Ephraim was saying that from the beginning about Ben's mental state, like his mindset in playing basketball. To me, it's inexcusable what he just did. I even could get past all the other stuff with the don't want to shoot, but anybody that just doesn't want to shoot, and you don't want to do this, that, and the other, and you so defiant you shooting around in practice and everything, hitting these shots, but you so defiant when they leave you wide open for an open three, and you hear people rooting you on like shoot it, and you purposely don't shoot it, like something like he really do got a mental block going on. And I mean,
so if y'all know that, why attack the man if y'all know that he is more so mental than anything?
Then go get help. Because when they tried to give him help, he didn't take it. The Sixers wanted to send help his way, and he said, no, I'm fine with doing what I do. He told them, remember, he told us at the end, at first he was talking about something, he got to get better, this, that, and other. Then after he sat and thought about it for a while, he was like, he hit the Popeye line. I am's what I am. Like, he is what he is. He's telling you he don't see no need to play better in other aspects.
Look, who y'all think, let me ask you this about the Sixers team coming up. Who y'all think is going to be the most improved player this year on the Sixers?
Ben.
Most improved player on the Sixers. Ben ain't on the Sixers.
This year.
I think Isaiah Joe might. The reason I say Isaiah Joe is because I think Maxey showed glimpses and signs. I don't think Isaiah Joe really showed anything. Like he had like one okay game, and then it was like you wasn't seeing nothing from Joe. I actually think Isaiah Joe is going to contribute. Not saying he's going to be a superstar or nothing like that, but his shooting, like I think he's an outstanding shooter, and it looks like he's getting better at defense too.
The one thing about Isaiah he lacked last year was confidence in his shot a lot, oftentimes. I think now that he has more confidence, he played in a summer league, we will see a different Isaiah Joe, and I'm hoping that he gets that shot. That's the only thing I hope he get a shot, because a lot of times veteran coaches go with veteran players, but let the young boys play, Doc. Let him play.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go with Paul Reed out on the limb, see if he makes the team. Wayne Ball.
I'm a little disappointed with him so far, though, man.
You know who I don't know if how long they're gonna be on this team. Shake. Does Shake have a spot on his team now?
Yeah, he do. His spot is gonna be in the package deal when they send Ben out of here. It's gonna be like
that's what I'm saying. I see
Cork and Ben.
I see Shake going. I see Shake going.
Yeah, Shake is part of the Ben trade.
We should have whole trash somewhere. It's like, no, I ain't gonna say trash because I do think that they have value. Well, at least Ben.
Somebody in the comments said that Ben, and I think, and I believe this is true. Ben signed that deal. He signed his deal 2 years early, but he was like, "I'll sign a deal." But I do believe that it was based off of Butler being off the team because he wanted the ball in his hand, and those are the kind of things that was kind of nutty.
How ironic. He wanted Butler out of there because he wanted the ball in his hands, and yet the last 3 games of the Eastern Conference semifinals, he didn't want to touch the ball down the stretch. Isn't that ironic?
Well, it became a mental issue, and also not Tobias, but Joel Embiid started turning the ball over so many times. And
he won't turn it over if the point guard.
Let's go.
You know why? Because Ben kept giving the ball to Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid
had 8 turnovers
because Ben kept giving it back.
Conference
Ben was playing hot potato
because the point guard didn't want the ball, so somebody had to handle it. That's why I do think that we need another point guard still. But our point guard last year, the guy that was I gave Ben props because I thought that without him in there, nobody else was running the point guard as well. That's why I hope Maxey improves greatly. I hope we see great improvement from Maxey, but I still want some assurance at point guard.
And that's why when we trade for Ben, it has to be for a legit star, somebody who it got to be somebody have confidence and not scared to shoot the ball. Because it's not fair to put everything on Joel. Joel's a superstar, but Kawhi got help. LeBron got help. All the stars got help. So
Embiid need help. He need help. And Ben ain't it. Toby ain't it either. To be honest with you, Toby's a nice player, but he's not the help Embiid needs. I'm sorry. Nice player.
I agree with that. We like him. Him and what's the boy name? Boban. They make good commercials, but as far as really being able to help us win a championship, he's not on the same level.
He can help us. He can help us win a championship, but he's just not.
He's not.
I mean, in all honesty, you need somebody to have besides Joel to just have a career year, like something where they just. And I don't know, is it going to be Maxey? Can Toby get better? I don't know. So but we do need somebody else to step up at that level of their game.
Nah, I totally believe Joel Embiid's story because he can be fact checked very easily by anybody in that Sixers organization. And Ben. And Jimmy. I totally believe Joel Embiid's story about Jimmy and Ben. Ben wanted the ball. You could tell. No. We actually had this discussion, I believe. Remember they took the ball out of Ben's hands. and Jimmy had it. Remember, he's having this discussion.
It's a true story because Jimmy was on JJ Redick's podcast last year and spoke about it, and he said, but he agreed with Ben. He said I'd have been pissed off too if they took the ball away from me.
He did say that
because he said he had the ball all year long, and then he said when he went to Brett Brown and asked him, "Yo, listen, me and Ben should share the ball in the fourth quarter." Brett Brown said, "No, it is the way it is. Ben has the ball."
So why would he feel that? So if that was the case, then why would he feel that Jimmy has to go when Jimmy actually spoke up for him to have the ball?
No, listen. But then in the fourth quarter, but in the Toronto series, Brett scratched his original plan and said, "Okay, we're gonna get Jimmy the ball." That's why we started winning.
So then why? So then that was a Brett move, not a Jimmy move. So then why would that move him to say Jimmy has to go if Jimmy was speaking up for him to have?
Still mean that Jimmy's still going to have the ball to follow.
Yes, that's always going to be the option. It's always going to be the option,
and it should have been.
Yeah,
we know that, but we said
Ben don't.
But Jimmy said he was okay. He said I'm not even mad at Ben because he said if that happened to me, I would have been the same way. I would have been pissed off too. He said it in that interview. So like I said, that's
Jimmy's not going to say him and Ben got beef. They both still in the NBA. The NBA, you know, the NBA players got that return. He's not going to say
why would Jimmy start that now when Ben was saying he had beef with everybody else before? Why would all of a sudden Jimmy taking the high road? He ripped Cat and Wiggins in Minnesota.
He didn't say that.
And he was on 18.
So listen, if you rip everybody in Chicago, then you rip everything in Minnesota. He was like, okay, I'm in a contract year. I'm not going to sit there and rip another player. I'm not going to do that. And he said he would.
Why? He was wait. In the contract year, he already has his When he did the podcast, he already had his contract. He already had his contract in the podcast, and he could have addressed it then, but he did not.
But why would you at that point though? He didn't have no real beef with Ben Simmons.
How do you know?
Because he said he just felt that he wanted to carry the ball, handle the ball. He was our closer that year. He was the closer.
But I mean, honestly, I can see a little of it being in the story. Like I could see it being because like Jimmy said, somebody in the front office said, would they be able to control him? So to me, I think that was Brett Brown move, but someone said that they wanted to be able to control Jimmy, and Jimmy said when he heard that, he was like, "Nope, I'm out." They offered him a contract, and they asked if he could be controlled, and he said no.
Yeah, and then we was forced to make the trade for the boy Richardson, and you saw how that worked out. He couldn't.
Yeah. We didn't even get a good deal on that Jimmy trade.
Nope.
Truth be told,
we didn't.
So I don't even think. Is any of the players still with us that we traded for Jimmy? Who did we
trade Richardson? Didn't we trade Richardson for somebody this offseason?
We traded him to Dallas for
Seth Curry.
Got Seth, right?
Yeah.
So is that the trade? The trade?
So you got a Seth Curry.
Yeah, we got Seth Curry for J Rich. So
we got like that. We'll see. I think we'll be in the Middle Eastern Conference division unless we can upgrade our team with the trade of Ben Simmons to get us some
like you said, players. Brooklyn still don't have Kyrie right now.
Don't matter.
Wait, hey JM, what am I lying about? All you gotta do is listen to JJ Redick podcast with Jimmy. Jimmy said it out his mouth.
He did.
I'm just quoting what Jimmy said.
Brooklyn is probably better than any team in the East without Kyrie.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
really?
Yeah, I would go that far.
I mean, Brooklyn should be the expected number one team. They should be.
But Brooklyn's still playing without a real coach. I mean, Nash, and then they lost.
They lost. Got a lot of talent, though. I mean, off of talent. If you're going off of talent and off of paper. Now, my only thing though is I still haven't seen all three of them play together on a consistent basis.
And then they lost their lead assistant. What's the guy that we was going to hire initially? He was with us before. They lost him, so Nash is by himself.
No, he brought in D'Antoni. Remember?
Yeah, he's gone.
D'Antoni?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
He decided to leave. I think he won a head coaching job, so he resigned. Wow.
He should be done in the league. Tired of his ass.
He gets so many. He was trash in New York.
You know, you get a lot. He reminds me of George Karl. Karl used to get a lot.
Yeah.
Trashing teams.
But we should. The thing is, we should have picked. If I had to choose between Jimmy and Ben, unfortunately, I would have kept Ben.
Decision was made. You got decision made. Decision was made.
I would have kept Ben, but still, it's like no. Ben, man. All right, y'all want to talk some Eagles?
Yeah, I guess we better talk a little bit of that little football before that way we can get our picks and stuff in too.
All right, so the Eagles.
I don't got my picks ready.
Oh yeah, I ain't sending me your picks or anything. But before we even get into the Eagles, let's talk about Lane Johnson. This boy
isn't that the Eagles?
I'm just talking as far as the other players. All right.
Yes. Hold on. Mitri Frazier, make the deal. My man, he said the more Brogdon and Warren. Yes, I will make the deal.
Oh, wait. Y'all ain't say Brogdon and Warren. Y'all said Brogdon and what's his name?
He did say Warren. No, it's Brogdon and LeVert.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, Warren is. I seen Warren go off. You put Warren next to Embiid. Now you talking about a different story. But I mean, Bubble Warren, that is. But he was going off.
Nah, I don't trust his foot. He got that plantar fasciitis. He ain't been the same since. He didn't even play last year.
Look at the sucker in the comments. Look at who in the comments.
What did it say?
Shut up. Eagles gonna win Sunday. Shut up, Ephraim.
Let me say Eagles are winning Sunday.
Yeah, let me block you. I'm about to block you.
No, but if you're telling me you're gonna give me TJ Warren and Brogdon, oh heck yeah, I ain't even second guessing that. I might go Warren straight up. You put that kind of score next to Embiid and Toby.
Lane Johnson. He decided, they said from personal reasons, and he just disappeared.
You don't know what his personal because we don't know what his personal reasons were. I can't comment on, but personal reasons can be anything. I don't know.
They telling people that they got COVID-19 and telling you diagnosis. Ain't nothing personal in an NBA or NFL. We should know exactly what's going on.
There's always personal reason. It's a personal reason.
We should know the personal
reason. Why? His wife, he could have caught his wife sleep with another man.
Okay, we need to know that.
Why do you need to know? If the organization knows why, this
was wrong with this. They're giving out medical.
I'm agree with Ethan right here. I want to know everything.
You don't found out the kid wasn't his.
We need to know they covering for him, and some of the media already knows, and they covering for him. There's no reason why he shouldn't. His medical, if he got a medical. What did he start? Did he start shooting up again?
It's a personal reason.
Is he shooting up again? Is he taking steroids? Is he taking whatever he was taking before the game?
Guess what? If he was taking something, then the NFL, because I'm pretty sure he still gets tested because he's been banned so many times. So the NFL will find it out, and then you wouldn't know. So I don't think that is that. I agree with Ethan. It could be anything. He could have had a death in the family. He could have had somebody sick in his family.
You one of them boys that think you need to know everybody business. You don't need to know.
I need to know. First of all, they said, I was listening to the radio. They said that he might be appealing it. He might be appealing the decision, or he might be trying to get the second part of the drug test before it's confirmed. All I know is he was at practice on Sunday morning, the pregame, and then all of a sudden he wasn't playing. Then he's been away from the team all week long, and then he's not even going to play this Sunday. And we as consumers, as fans, we got the right to know what's going on.
What you consume?
Why you got the right to know what's going on? Somebody like
ho! You a consumer? What you pay? You ain't been in no game.
I buy stuff that they advertise in the commercial. Therefore, I'm a consumer.
Consume this, like that.
Listen, the media cover for me.
I mean, I mean, do it matter this year?
He has kind of been a disappointment, though. Be honest with you.
Who that, Lane?
Yeah. These Lane Johnson issues and situations.
He might not be that good without the steroids. You know what I'm saying? Evidently, you got to keep using them.
He can't stay off the juice.
Yeah, that's it. Is he still juicing? Like we got the right to know. He ain't been the same since the boy Brandon Brooks went out. His coach.
Why you got to get the right to know?
Because if you're the starting left tackle and you sitting there, you're supposed to be there, and you're not there. We got to know what's going on the right tackle.
Wow, what you going to do? What you going to do?
Right tackle.
Say it again.
I said, what you going to do? What you going to do to remedy that? Then?
I mean, because he said,
what difference does it make if you know?
we as the fans, we have the right to know. We got the right to know because he should be. He first of all, he's hurting Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts got one starting lineman, which is the center. Everybody else is all replacements.
That's what happens with football. This is what happens.
It's like that sometimes.
You got to play through that. Next man up, right?
But here's the thing. We know what happened to all four of the other linemen that's been injured, but we don't know what's going on with him. I think we got the right to know. Just like
we do know it's personal issues. Personal.
All right, you want Germany? Let's jump to the Eagles. If we have a defensive collapse like we did for the third game in a row, I might want these defensive coordinators head, because there ain't no way in the world you got to keep letting these teams run down your throat and you can't do nothing about it. You have to do something. You got to make some adjustments. You might have to sneak in there on the field. Do something to help this football team on defense. We getting killed out there. Yeah, it was the Chiefs last week, but they passed the balls. No way in the world the Chiefs should be running the ball down our throat. They not a run team.
I agree.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Scheme. Do they know the scheme? What's going on here? Something's going on. It needs to be corrected immediately.
Y'all go out and get that. Y'all go out and get Jalen Smith.
Too late.
Yo.
The linebacker. Oh, he got signed. He got signed somewhere.
He signed with the Packers.
He did sign with the Packers.
Down with the Packers. But the boy Jonathan Gannon, I don't understand what he said. He spoke this week. He said that the team, he doesn't have the personnel to play certain defenses, and so, which is why.
So we going back to Howie then. Howie and the personnel he put on the field.
Yes.
So Howie can't ever find a balance. Like he actually had some good picks on offense now, and now he can't pick nobody for defense. So
all next year the draft got to be consistent. Everybody, it's got to go all defense. We got 3 first-round picks. Well, we may have 3 first-round picks. All depends on if Wentz stay healthy.
Starscream says so.
All depends. Yeah.
No, I'm not going back to that. But you're right. We might be a playing team if we don't do something. But
he said he disagrees. Starscream said he disagreed with that.
Listen,
I agree too.
I think the Brandon Graham, Ephraim brought it up. I gotta get to it. The Brandon Graham injury's bigger than we all really thought it would be. He is missed tremendously on his defensive line. Not only on the defensive line, but the vocal leader, the mental leader, the captain of this team. Brandon Graham is missed. Huh?
He still can't talk.
It's different when you on the field talking, when you on the sideline talking. It's different when you in there with the trenches with the men talking.
Well, I mean, honestly, in the trenches, he wasn't. Cox was the leader. Like they even had things showing. I can show you the clips where Graham is all hyped up and Cox like, "Yo, that's enough," and calm down.
Graham was like, "He going." Yeah, I can show you tapes where Cox was like, "He ain't gonna stop. This is him. He gonna be like this all day."
And that same tape after he finished, and Graham kept going. He said, "Yo, next play, that's dead." And he was like,
"What Cox do? What Cox do? What Cox do this year?
Nothing.
Show me what Cox did this year.
Tell me Brandon Graham stats.
Give me
8 missed tackles. That's his stats.
Listen, Cox played more games than Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham probably got more tackles.
Let's go through the first few games and see
Graham
what.
Probably got more
Brandon
tackles
Graham
than
had no stats this year.
You seen Brandon Graham? You seen Brandon Graham there making plays?
I seen him missing tackles. Yes.
Yeah, you see him. Let me see at least Cox miss a tackle. Let me see that.
So you tell me
on the play.
You telling me that Brandon Graham is better than Cox?
Maybe.
Javon Hargrave is balling better than both of them.
Oh, Hargrave is balling. I wish he would have been able to play last year.
Listen, when it's all said and done, either one of the two, and it's between Brandon Graham and Cox, is going to go down as probably the greatest Eagle ever after their career.
What?
If they stay with this team.
The greatest Eagle ever?
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl. They built the team their whole career. Who had a better career?
I'm gonna give you a chance to rethink that statement.
Who had a better career?
Hey, Starscream, I'll answer this to you. I feel the exact same way that I've always felt about Hurts. That he can do other things. He can be accurate. I think he's smart. He's mobile. I just don't trust his arm strength. And I still feel that same way. I don't see him. He's not airing the ball downfield. But as it was brought out to me, Nick Foles didn't have a rocket arm either, and they won one with him for a couple games. So we'll see. I don't see that arm strength with the speed that we have on this team. I don't see that arm strength that can outthrow a receiver and make a receiver run the ball down. It seems like every time it's a deep pass, somebody got to slow down and make the catch for him. Not every time, but most of the time. So that's That's my thing on Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's
No.
trash. I just don't think that he has that rocket on that zip on that pass and that arm.
I think in the coach, if you listen to the press conference a little bit, Hurts is getting a little blame for the lack of running. I'm gonna tell you why. Because of the offense that we've run, the read option, Hurts has the opportunity to hand the ball off. We run read option. I think they said the highest in the NFL, which is 76% of our plays. Hurts has to hand that ball off more instead of going to pass all the time.
So call a run and play then. All you can do
That's
to
not
eliminate
their system.
it is the
not
system.
their system.
No, because
it's time. I'll say it's timing if it's a certain type of pass. But when you're Aaron, if you look at most quarterbacks that have an arm like that, they throw the ball and the receivers have to chase it down. I just don't see that. So I mean, listen, he's balled in 50% of the games this year. He's had some great games. He's had 2 great games statistics wise. And then he had 2 clunkers. I mean, it just so happened the 2 great games was against 2 horrible defenses. So we'll see next time.
I'll take Deshaun Watson in a minute.
I would too.
I would, and I like the boy Jalen Hurts. I mean, I like Watson, but I like Hurts too. I think Hurts has just got developed. He's 7 games.
Nah, I think Watson has all the intangibles. He has the arm. He's faster than Jalen. He's been in the league. He showed you what he can do. I don't even think Jalen's that fast. Can he get away? Yeah, but I think Watson's faster. He's more shiftier. He has a bigger arm. He can make all the throws. You have to take Deshaun Watson. You can't be kidding me.
So what y'all think they're gonna do this weekend against the Carolina Panthers? Carolina has 1 loss.
I think we win. We're gonna win. Is McCaffrey playing?
Nope.
He's been a disappointment too. He been missing a lot of games.
He got that big contract, and now he's like, you know what? I'm good.
San Fran game was kind of a clunker. Dallas game was a little clunker. I know y'all look at the numbers and see all the yards he put up when we were getting blown out. But when it counted, our receivers and Jalen couldn't get on the same page. You can say what you want.
I'll say something different.
All
right.
Somebody said McCaffrey say he playing.
McCaffrey is playing?
That's what somebody said on here. Mr. Wayne. He might be in trouble then.
All right, so we're about to shut this thing down. Y'all got any final thoughts before we roll?
Eagles gonna go 12 and
what is our record now? 1 and 3? We win. Are we winning 7 games this year?
We're gonna win Sunday, and we'll take it from there.
All right. Hey, y'all, don't forget to hit that like button. And if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel. And we're gonna be back. We're gonna be on after the game. The boy Wayne with the 76ers cap decided to go on vacation last week. And
hey, I'll come on when other people went away. So
we'll see y'all Sunday.